Good morning, colleagues. Welcome to this What's New webinar presented by Caseware Africa. My name is Stefan van der Merwe. I'm the product manager for public sector at Caseware Africa, and I will be presenting for you this What's New webinar, where the purpose of this webinar is that we're going to take you through the latest changes that is in this release, that you would have received the email today notifying that there is release available, and the webinar purpose of this webinar is to take you through actually what is in this jam-packed release from us. Malachi, just to do a final check, you can hear me well and you can see my screen. Malachi? Okay, thank you. I'll see you respond. Excellent. Okay. Good. So the agenda for today is again an introduction just of who we are, then just context, positioning, what challenges do users have and how does Caseware help them to address these challenges. Then we will have a demo and then a Q&A. Just a bit about ourselves. Caseware Africa is a proud division of Adapt IT. Caseware Africa is the leading provider of auditing, financial reporting, and business service software in Africa. We have more than 20,000 users across Africa in the professional practice, corporate, and public sector space. And we are also part of a bigger family of Caseware International, where Caseware International is actually got a global presence in 172 countries around the globe, and have been servicing the financial professionals for the last 30 years. In our product, we proud ourselves, let's just one step back. In our product, we identified the following challenges that users have. The first one is it is a challenge for a financial professional, being that an accountant in professional practice, being that an accountant in the corporate environment, or being that an accountant in the public sector environment, to keep up to date with the latest financial reporting framework changes and the local compliance changes that is applicable. So therefore we've developed these products. Apologies. Our IFRS product, our SME IFRS product, and our IPSAS product that really helps financial professionals to keep up to date in the context of their statutory financial statements with ever-changing standards. But to keep up to date is a challenge, and maybe that's the point. Then to have credible, high-quality information in your financial statements that are substantiated with records from your accounting system, and then your accounting system, it has all the detailed transactions, and those transactions are then also supported by supporting evidence. But for us, the key between the link between the accounting system and the financial statements, if that key is not there, link is not there, then that's all the challenge. So that's a challenge as well. Then to manage complicated reporting requirements. Well, as you know, financial statements are actually a very complicated document or report, and then the context of disclosure, of presentation disclosure requirements of the standard, and then also to try to automate it as far as possible, to not spend too much time, that is a challenge. Then if you need consolidations, you've got different ERP systems or accounting systems, and you need to have to consolidate financial statements. That's also not as easy. So maybe I've already touched on it again already, but at Caseware we really try to keep you up to date with the latest annual financial statements changes in IPSAS. If you are in the IPSAS space, you would know that there's actually a lot of changes happening in the next few years, already starting this year, and I will actually give you some insight. Fascinating from a product point of view. You can really get the feel for the coming changes in your new standards interpretations note as per IPSAS 3. So that disclosure really gives you a bit of a what's up in the IPSAS reporting framework space, and you actually need to report upon that in your financial statements. So it's actually also a very nice place generally to see the changes, and that is what I will be showing you as well. Then we import from various accounting software. I will also just touch on that again. If you're an existing user, you would know this, but I think maybe there are one or two delegates on this call that's seen Caseware for the first time. I'll just give that context. We automate these reports, just not try to see how can we automate the presentation disclosure requirements from the data that is imported from the accounting system, and we really focus on the data that's imported on the trial balance, not so much on the transactional data, because the trial balance is the basis that we use to prepare the financial statements. I will show you that, and then again, just going back to aggregation, consolidation, different set of financial statements that needs to be consolidated. We really also help you with that. So I think that's sort of just a bit of introduction, positioning of the challenges that we help you with our product to solve. But let's go into the detail. I will also show you where all of this content is sitting, the information about the release, but let's go into it a bit more detail. So for this 2023 financial year, and we're really focusing on years that needs to report within the 2023 year. So the financial periods ending in the 2023 year, and that's our focus. So for that, we have updated our IPSAS template with the public sector combinations as per IPSAS 40. We've made some changes to the cash flow statement as per IPSAS 2, specifically regarding the reconciliation of the liabilities that impacts the financing activities. That requirements as per IPSAS 2. Then, as I mentioned, we updated the new transportations note as per IPSAS 3. And then, we have got a strategic country that we also support, which is Kenya, and therefore we try to align also our financial statements to the specimen, the IPSAS accrual specimen that is issued by the PARP in Kenya, the Public Sector Accounting Standards Board, and we also align our financial statements to what is in there. We don't replicate the specimen, but we just try to include in our financial statements maybe those things that is not covered by us, and really is a requirement from in Kenya, and then we added those items. We've done it, I will show you, in such a way. We believe it's, if you know Caseware, you can do your own adjustments to Caseware. So a lot of these items is available to everybody, and we believe it's actually very good presentation and disclosure practices that is available for you to use if you want it. But if you don't want it, you can just switch it off and don't use it like you do with any of our Caseware products. But in that context, we have updated the surplus remission note as per the specimen issued at the 30th of June. We also updated the management report, just the naming of the report to key management report. We added a column for the percentage of utilization, and then we also just changed a bit of the intro paragraph. That one, I must say, it's really aligned more to the changes that we see globally on the presentation of material accounting policies or significant accounting policies. And I think there's a lot of things that will happen with accounting policies in the next year or two. But we just aligned our intro to accounting policies to refer rather to the significant accounting policies in the intro paragraph. Then we also just updated the Appendix A1 implementation status of the Auditor General's recommendation. But again, some of these things you would not maybe do in your country, but it is available for you to use. You can rename, or if you don't want to, just switch it off. Okay. Then we've made some other improvements. We included, you know, again, maybe our existing users will understand this context. We have our other 1, 2, and 3 line items on the face of the statement of financial position or balance sheet, and those links to notes, and we just made the tables visible in those notes for the other liabilities and other assets. And I think if you use those notes, I think you would really appreciate that change. Then from a technical point of view, we implemented, and this was a very big change. We've actually done a revamp of all the lead sheets in all our products, which makes a better structure of our lead sheets, and those and that was done in our IFRS template, in our SME for IFRS template, as well as now in our IPSAS template, and that change also was done in our assurance products. So it's really just to see get a better lead sheet view of the financial statements. So, and then now this IPSAS template is aligned to the same lead sheet structure that we use in all our other products as well, especially in our assurance products. We also implemented some new icons in the financial statements just to update a bit of the look and feel, to give it a bit more modern look and feel. And we've added actually a very exciting new feature. We embed images in the reports, but let me show you that a bit later, just to give you context. I think that's now enough talking at this stage. I just want to check in if there is any questions, notes from the audience so far. I don't see any, but let's kick off. Our journey really starts with an email notification you would have received notifying our licensed users of a release of an update to our financial statements or to our products, and then that's not any of our products. So it's the same sort of user journey. Then what will happen is you will be guided from the email to go to our Caseware community website. It's called success.casewareafrica.com, and you would be directly actually guided to the latest release page with IPSAS. However, if you don't receive that mail and you still want to check out what is in the latest release, you can just browse to this website. On the search, click IPSAS, and then you would see latest release, and click on search, and In here. There you go. And this is then the detail of what I explained to you. So we try to really give you also detail of what is in the release in our release notes. Okay. So we publish our detail on the website, and then you also have access to a PDF version. And really, what I've discussed with you is just now discussed here in more detail. You would see that, apologies, this release has been developed on Caseware Working Papers 2022, which mean that you would need to have Caseware Working Papers 2022 also installed on your PC for you to utilize this release. But how do I get the software? As a licensed user, you will have received part of your licensing process login details to this website. Now you go into you log into this website. At the first point, you just had access to the content knowledge base, but now you can log into the website. You can see here I'm logging, and if you click on your name and you go to my software, this is where you can start getting access to your software. You can say launch download, you type in your email address, and then you have now access to the software that you need to download. Okay. You would not see so many options like I have. I'm a staff member of Caseware Africa, so I've got access to all our software. However, you will only see software that's applicable to you, and therefore you would need to select, if you don't have already installed Caseware 2022, that version of Caseware. If you use connected, you must select that version, and you would possibly then see IPSAS 2022_1 and that version. Then you will click next. It will generate this package, and after you've then generated this package, you will be able to download this package onto your laptop or your desktop or your personal computer. All of those, it's the same thing for a computer. So you will download in this software. And if you already have Caseware Working Papers 2022, you only then need to download the latest IPSAS template from the community website. So what will then happen is under your downloads folder, you would see then an installation package. Let me see if I've got here one. No, I don't have one downloaded previously, but you will see a new download package. You double click on the installation package, and it will launch for you an installation file. The file name would be setup, and then you close next, and it will install the software onto your computer. Just remember Caseware, and I always like to share this. Caseware does have minimum installation requirements. If I go here to help topics, and I'm just going here to our software, more information about the software. I'm just going to type in here minimum. There's a getting started guide. Let's show you. It's actually system requirements. So on the system requirements, and this is really important. When you have purchased the software, the system requirements would have been shared with you. If you're not sure about the system requirements, you can ask it from us, or on installation, you will also see the system requirements. showing Windows, which version of Windows. We don't support anything before Windows 10, especially Windows XP. We don't support that anymore. But what I wanted to show you is installation requires local administrator's rights to the software. That's very important. So it could be that you need to log a installation, and even for this update, you would need to do this. If you don't have local admin rights on your workstation, you would need to log a call to your IT department to help them to just install the software on your workstation, even though you've now downloaded the software onto your workstation. And then secondly, also just as important is that the use of Caseware Working Papers requires read and write access to the program folder and any folders containing client files. What that means, so Caseware, the program gets installed under program files x86, and here's your Caseware folder. And if you go here to properties, security, and you go to your users, you can see here I'm the user, Stefan, and you can see here I've got full control, and I've got read and write access, and that is that you need to also set up for the software to work correctly. Okay, so just that's one of our most common support queries we have. Okay, so what will happen is after installation, you would have a new icon on your desktop. Let's just go to my desktop. You would have a new icon. Let's go there, and you can see there's an icon there, and you can double click and it will then launch the application. When the application launches, a shortcut key would be, or shortcut icon will show you on your taskbar. And what I always like to do, I pin Caseware to my taskbar, and then I can just launch the application, not from my desktop, but actually from my taskbar. In any case, you can launch the application, and this is Caseware. Always remember, you can create Caseware start for our users that know Caseware. Caseware, you create a reporting file for a financial year. So let's say I'm doing the report for CCG, Ghana, and this is for my 2023 financial year. Then I will type in the name of the reporting file. We have in our training, we cover what's the best naming conventions, but in essence, it just sort of needs to show you that this is the file name for the statutory financial year. You based it on IPSAS and you create a new file. Okay, so I've already created some new files, so that maybe you know this. What I want to remind existing users is the following: is after you've now installed the software and you go to your existing Caseware file, I'm just going to open up here an existing Caseware file. To run this update, so you will go to your existing file, which you maybe already created for the 2023 year. So now you need to apply the content changes to that existing file. So you would need to go to that existing file and open it up like I'm doing it here now. And you would actually see after you've now installed this update that you've downloaded from the website, download it onto your PC, double click, install the software onto your PC. After you've done that process and you open up Caseware and you open up your existing file that needs to be updated, you will actually either get a pop-up that mentions that to you that there is an update available, or if the pop-up doesn't come up like now, you can just click on the icon that says check for updates. You can see this file here is on an older version. That's where the versions now gets important. We are here on this update is IPSAS 2022-1101, and you can see here this version of this file is 2020-1101, so it's an older version. And if you click on updates, you will get this update screen here. that is actually then shows you that you can apply updates. Important in the update process, you've got two options. You can either do a full replace, or you can do an update to your financial statements, which will not affect your customizations area. And so let's say you want to start, you've done a lot of changes to your previous, your current set, and you want to keep them as far as possible. I would recommend this option here, but you would see that you will not be able to continue with this update unless you have confirmed that you have made a backup. And if not made a backup, please make a backup before you update, and then you will be able to update by clicking this button here. Yeah, okay. You would also see there's a link to release notes here. It will just take you to the same to the PDF that is available also on our website. That is actually just giving you the context of what is in this release. Okay, I'm just going to show you that again. Let's close down this. Just waiting for this to close. Okay. I'm just going to close down this file here, and okay. I've already updated the file. This is the file that I've updated. You would see the version number has changed to 2022-1101. What I want to mention is when you run the update, it will take about 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes to run the update on your file. So just, but you can continue, you can run the update, continue working on the rest of your PC, you can Outlook, Excel, whatever you want to work on, and it will run in the background. Okay, so after you've run the update, this is how the file will look like. Just maybe, I just want to maybe talk about what this screen is. This is the document manager, and this is our layout. Our layout is really just a shortcut key. This is the icon. I just got this very nice icon of Africa. But this is the icon here, and or the logo, not the icon, apologies for that, logo. And but the layout really just a shortcut key to the most important functions within Caseware. The document manager is exactly what it says is the where all the documents of Caseware that is in the file are managed. There's the IPSAS financial statements. What I want to show you here is actually the new lead sheets. You would see there's a brand new structure for the lead sheet. The 300 range is the non-current, the 400 range is the current, and then the lead sheets is then available to you to any of these, of your line items that is populated with values from your trial balance. Okay, so I think this is the new lead sheets what I wanted to show you. Then what I want to mention is that you would see that we do cater on our lead sheets framework specific stuff or market specific stuff. For example, in our IPSAS template, we've got lead sheets for prepaid operating lease rentals. We've got lead sheets for service concession assets, which is not really applicable in the IFRS space. Exchange and non-exchange receivables. So those are some of the important lead sheets that we have. Okay, then I just want to talk quickly about this folder here, Kenya quarterly reporting, and we are sunsetting these reports here in the next release. We're actually not using them anymore, but we just kept them for now because the Kenya quarterly reporting is actually now a feature. You don't need these external documents anymore. That is linked up with Connector. They are now part of the financial statements. Okay, I'm not going I'm just looking at the time. We only got scheduled till about 11. Apologies for starting 10 minutes late. So I will possibly go till 10 past 11. So I'm not going to go too much on the importing and the mapping because those are, normal just Caseware functionality, as I want to have enough time to cover what is in the content update of the template. So if I now go back to the layout and I launch the financial statements, and then this is the layout that I would see. Okay, you would see as well after the update, the version number has changed to 2022-1101, and as I mentioned, the same logo that's in the layout would be shown here, and there is just a process how to add the logo to your file is nicely explained there as well. Okay, so this is now the IPSAS template. Just to show you where's that quarterly reporting feature sitting. If you go to options and you enable your quarterly reporting feature, this is where it is sitting. That's why we're going to sunset those documents in the document manager in the next release. But this feature we actually released in the 2022-1101 release, and I'm not going to go through much in detail. If you have some interest in this, you don't know, you can maybe reach out, or we can actually share with you a previous video that we did on the quarterly reporting. Okay, but I just want to show you that where that feature is sitting. Options, quarterly reporting. Okay, then let's go to the content. I think our first content we will do is the public sector combinations. So we've added a new note, and we removed some existing content that is now replaced by the IPSAS 40 from this IPSAS template. Just an overview, these gray area of blue, this is our guidance text. If you don't know Caseware, if it's in blue, it will not be included in the print. So this is really just there to give you some guidance. But however, the note starts here, and then whenever it's in black, it's included in the print. And if it's blue, if it's not included in print, you can just then on this input tables input the value, and it will turn from blue to black. And however, in the context of this note, all the disclosure requirements that is now required by IPSAS 40 is included in here. It's really a massive presentation and disclosure. Luckily, it's really just disclosure. It doesn't impact that much the disclosure here directly what is presented on the statement of financial position and performance. But you would see all of those requirements for the for public sector combinations, and that is required by standard is listed here. Again, if you don't have amalgamations, you would just switch off that section, and it will not be included in the print, but it is available for you to use. Here is the information about acquisitions, and you will then just enable it, and then we'll present you all the disclosure requirements for acquisitions. So I'm not going to just it is and this is just your content. Just for the lack of time, I need to now also just show you the other items. Maybe one thing that I do want to show you is if I go now to the PPE note. So let's just switch on that note. We needed to change the description for the additions through public sector combinations. So we've updated all the different notes that do refer to entity combinations, to public sector combinations in all the relevant asset related notes. Okay. So I think if you want to have detail again about that, I just want to jump back to my Caseware community knowledge base. Let's just go back to the that page that gives the detail of the release, so that we can just sort of match what is on the page and where it is in the financial statements. I'm just waiting for that website to load. I see, maybe I have a bit of a slow internet connection. Here it is, eventually. IPSAS, latest release, search. There you go. This is what I want to show you. Whilst I'm on this website, success.caseware Africa, and please also see, if you want to really get hold of our support desk, use this live chat option here on this website. It's really the most efficient way to get in touch with our support desk. Phoning our support desk from your country to South Africa, I think, can be a challenge. However, the live chat on the website is a very efficient way to get in touch with our support desk. Okay, IPSAS 40, we've dealt with that. Let's just go to the cash flow statement. So if I jump here to the cash flow statement, I don't know if you know our products, you would see that these icons here at the top has changed a bit with a bit new images. We tried to take away that we had some of the images here had some bad resolution, so we tried to change some of those resolutions just to have a better look and feel. But on a cash flow statement, two things we've changed. First of all, we've introduced the requirement of, I think we list here, IPSAS 2, paragraph 55, the changes in liabilities arising from financing activities. That reconciliation table we've implemented. That is where the value here on the opening balance will automatically pick up from the liabilities that is mapped on your statement of financial position, but then you can also just reconcile it back to the closing balance and its cash flow impact. So that's a new note that we changed. A further change that we did on the cash flow statement is one thing that we've sort of just like to show users is a cash flow statement really is a report that shows you the cash inflow versus the cash outflow, and that's sort of how the whole report is set up. A cash inflow is always a positive number on the cash flow statement, and the cash outflow, maybe best illustrated here, is an outflow. It's a amount, a negative number, and that's why you always have for the changes in cash flow in your PPE. You would have an outflow on the purchase and then an inflow on the proceeds of the sale of PPE. And what we've done, what we've seen is that and we looked at the cash flow to see if that sort of inflow outflow is presented well, and we saw that in our other liabilities 2 and 3, they didn't had this inflow outflow separation or split on the cash flow statement, so we added those split on this cash flow to have this inflow outflow consideration. You would also say, listen, this is IPSAS, what about indirect method of cash flow? Just again, if you go to the cash flow statement, right click settings and format, you will have the option to switch between the direct and the indirect method in the cash flow statement. Okay, so that's the cash flow. Let's just go back here. Then I just want to show you, before I go to the Kenyans changes, new standard interpretations. If you go to the new standard interpretations note, you would see that this is really now a big note. Just to show you actually how many new changes is affecting the IPSAS space in the next year or two, commencing on 2023. So years commencing within from the 1st of January 2023. We have not covered in this release yet. For example, IPSAS 42, we've seen in the Kenyan specimen, it has been included, but we have not included it yet, as most of our clients still report in 2023. We will only be including that in our next release. It's a bit of confusing, this IPSAS social benefits, the effective date. Be careful, if you go to the standard, it does say 1st of Jan 2022. However, you need to consider the exemptions due to COVID, which then changed the effective date to the 1st of January 2023. I see a question. Will this webinar be available for viewing later, as most of my team is out of office? Definitely. That's why and we are recording this webinar, and my dear colleague Malagai will share this webinar with the audience that's attending after we just you record the webinar, then you just need to look at the video, do some amendments, and then we will post the video and share it with the audience. Okay. Thank you for that question. Then that's IPSAS 42, social benefits. Be careful on the effective dates. Consider there is a new effective dates that has been, some of the effective dates of these standards has been extended due to COVID. So just be careful about that. We are not doing IPSAS 42 this year. We're only doing it next year. Okay, so I think that's the just on the new standard interpretations. Just you can see here, we're going to be busy for the next year or two on all the different compliance changes within this the IPSAS accrual reporting space. Okay, so new standard interpretations. Then I'm going to jump to the which is with that flu season here in South Africa. Then I'm going to jump to the statement of component of budget and actual amounts. This is an automated report. You can import your budget or your adjustments budget, and we will calculate the adjustment automatically, and we will do a comparison to the actual amount and have a difference, but we've now added the column for percentage utilization as well. So I think that is what I want to show you, this column that we've added here. Then if you go to the accounting policies, we've changed the intro of the accounting policies to start with significant accounting policies. This could possibly change. We're doing some great changes on our IFRS work to refer to material accounting policies. So I think we would possibly also do another change on that in the next release. So just want to check accounting policies. Oh yeah, the remission. So again, for our Kenya specific clients, it's really not, even though this presentation or accounting treatment for the remission to National Treasury is from Kenya, it's not unique to Kenya. It's even a problem in South Africa context. A government will normally give a public sector entity funding via grant. However, if that entity doesn't utilize the funding or the grant, they would need to repay it back to the National Treasury, because government want to utilize the grants very efficiently. In Kenya, they've got a more formal process as per their legislation, where the remission is calculated, and we just updated this note to be aligned with the latest presentation and disclosure requirements on how to present this information. Okay, and also an additional table on a surplus remission payable that does exist. Then I think that's for Kenya I want to show. I'm just looking at the time. From a feature point of view, I already showed you the lead sheets. Someone's doing something. I already showed you the lead sheets. We've updated this freeze here, a bit of look and feel. However, what I want to show you is actually an introduction of a very, I think, very nice feature. So just maybe get to a report. Let's go to the key management. I think that's a nice one. Yes. So what we've seen, it's a common practice, is so the standard really only covers the the statement of financial position. If you go to your index page, the statement of financial position, the statement of financial performance. So I just want to statement of financial position, performance, equity, cash flow, comparison of budget, notes, and then the accounting policy as well. So the standard really only covers those areas. However, then you've got your own legislation that will maybe require you to add in your financial statements additional reports, which is now the case in Kenya. So what we've done is that we've just created placeholders for these additional reports. And now let's just go to, now these placeholders are there, but now you have three ways of maybe incorporating these reports within your financial statements. The first way is you can set a software to add blank pages on the print. Remember, the output of Caseware is a PDF print, and so you can create blank pages. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blank pages. You print it out. You then replace those 5 blank pages with your 5 pages that is of the report that you maybe written up in using MS Office, Word, and then you replace those 5 pages. You rescan those reports, and you have a new report. Or you make a recopy of the report, and you've got a combined report. That's the one method that we give you. Then another method that we give you is you can actually type up your report in Caseware. So we've just created a heading, subheading structure, paragraphs, and you then, with your super insert option, able to add your own text, bulleted paragraphs, normal paragraphs. You can make a copy of the previous paragraphs. You can add tables, and there's different. You can actually create your own report as well. However, then we also have a new option where you can actually without now doing the blank pages, you could generate your report, make an image of that report, a screenshot, save that image of a report, and then you can embed that image into the case view document. Let's create an image and to say, listen, I want to now to making better terminating more content you to the image, the content of want to add report on here, and you can at here they now outside, and then you can incorporate them back. But why don't we have into report? You would instinctively have for us to assist you to embed a PDF document into your case view report. You can do that. We have clients doing that as well. The only thing is there's some setup you need to do on the page breaks, on the page numbering, on the margins, and we have not perfected it to be a very smooth user process. So the capability of the software is there to embed the document. You've the PDF for statements. PDF or Word file. So we will be to offer that embedment to you in a more easier user images. But added for you is to insert images into all that is now available in your financial statements. You have now this option to embed images image in your financial statements, even of the maybe audit report as well. I think if I just think back about what I want to be honest, we want to have integrity from Caseware onto the output, which is a PDF report. So that's why our normally user journey is that you draft and complete your financial statements using Caseware, and then you just output to PDF. And the PDF is what you share with what you share with users. So that is the because now you can't now manipulate the financial statements after you've now exported it to PDF, because you can now also protect the PDF. However, if there is a need for you to export it to MS Word version, you can do that using the rich text format export. But be cautious that even though it will, we will export this Word and a formatting of is not always the same. You must just check the page breaks. You must check that the columns still align, and all of those things. What we sometimes we would normally recommend in MS Word. Maybe the reason is, and this is a common request, is we need to present our financial statements in a Word format for our printers to include it in the annual report or in the integrated report, whatever is the story. What we would say is export it to PDF, give it to your corporate team that does the interim or the integrated report or the annual report in PDF format. Reason being, these printers, they do have software that does a much better conversion from PDF to MS Word than to do a direct export from Caseview to rich text format. So and that is just software, to convert something from PDF to MS Word at a high quality is just software that, to be honest with you, these printers, they all own and need to, can use. So I think that's sort of our recommended user journey on the PDF to Word is, or if you want Caseware to have a Word version, export to PDF, convert PDF to Word, and you have a much higher quality output in your financial statements. Okay, so I think that was just a question. Colleagues, I'm actually, it's now 3 minutes to the end of the webinar. Apologies for getting starting a few minutes late. But this is now really the Q&A portion. We already taken a question from a colleague. Thank you for that question. Is there maybe other questions from the audience? But if you have questions and you maybe don't want to raise it now, that's okay. Please reach out to us. As I mentioned, we will share this video after with the audience that did attend this webinar, and you can share it with your team. Please look out for this release. You would have received the email by now today of this release. And then you can download it from a Caseware community, update your financial statements, and please give us feedback if there is any feedback. Okay, I don't see any questions. I think the question, there was this one question that we've addressed. I don't see any other questions on the chat or in the questions. Then with that, thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you soon. Thank you, and with that, the webinar is closed.